What's up, guys? I hope you're all feeling good today. This is a custom connections puzzle that I just created recently, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I've done this in the past a couple of times, but I didn't know that this website existed. So this is a website that I just found recently where you can input your own words and create your own category names, and then it'll create a link for you that you can share with other people. So, and obviously you can click on this and interact with it just like the New York Times one. Another cool thing about this website is that it does have past official New York Times Connections puzzles on there. So if you ever miss a day and you want to go back and play one from a different day, you can do that on this website. So that's something pretty cool that I thought I'll let you guys know about. I will now give you an opportunity to pause this video because I'm going to go over the answers here right now. So go ahead, pause the video, click the link in the description, and see if you can solve this yourself, and then come back and I'll talk about the answers and how I created it, basically. All right. So hopefully you paused it. If you didn't, make sure you pause it. All right. Now let's go ahead and go over the answers. So welcome back if you did pause it. Yeah, it asked you to come up with a name, and I named it from start to finish because two of the words on here are start and finish. And I didn't get to choose where it put the words at. I basically just shuffled it a bunch of times until start was the first word and finish was the last word. But the first thing that I did when creating this one, by the way, I didn't really do a lot of overlapping. I didn't do a lot of trickery on this one. But in the future, when I make some more puzzles, I will try to make them a little bit more complicated and tricky to where maybe there's like 5 or 6 words that might fit into a category, but really they go into other categories. I definitely want to make them as challenging as possible. But for this one, I started with false, right? So I wanted to go with false alarm, false positive, false flag, and false start. So that was how I initially started creating this puzzle, was it with the purple category here. I do wonder if maybe false start is a phrase that maybe some people aren't completely familiar with. I don't know. But anyway, that was one of the categories, right? False alarm, false flag, false positive, and false start. I'm curious. I don't know. Maybe people can get this one early on, but I don't know. So because I used the word start, I wanted to use the word finish, start and finish. And I just basically went to the thesaurus, looked up synonyms for finish, found like complete, conclude, and then end. I also thought about like other words potentially going in here, but I thought these ones kind of were the simplest words to use. And I do feel like this should be one that's pretty straightforward, to get. The only complication that might be a little tricky is the word beat. Beat could be like, hey, you beat, like if you're playing a video game, you beat the level, you finished it, you completed it. But that's not what that was supposed to go for on this one. That was sort of an unintentional kind of, something that might trick people a little bit, but I don't know. The next thing that I came up with was, I thought about your heart beating really fast. So your heart was racing, right? So the word race fits with like start and finish. Maybe there's like a starting line, a finish line. Also, by the way, that might be one that I do in the future, is line. Like finish line and then other lines. I don't know. But so yeah, I thought about like your heart racing, like beating really fast. So your heart can race, it can beat, it can pound, your heart's pounding, and then your heart can also flutter. So I didn't know about the word flutter going with this. I looked it up. I had race, beat, and pound for like your heart going really fast. You're kind of like descriptions of your heart beating fast or whatever. These are heart palpitations. I didn't know that was the word for that. I basically learned that just now through creating this. I do think that this might be a little bit tricky, especially if you don't know about heart fluttering. Maybe it just doesn't stand out to you. I don't know. Maybe you think start and finish and race are like connected somehow. I don't know. Maybe there's a little bit of overlap there. But yeah. And then the final thing is I just needed an extra category here. And the thing that I just put in here was footwear. I just looked up like types of shoes or types of footwear: boot, slipper, clog, and cleat. I feel like this should be one that's pretty easy for people to get. Maybe you don't know what clog is. I don't know. But other than that, I don't really see people having a ton of difficulty on this one. But yeah, it was just fun to put together. And I figured I'm gonna start creating a bunch of these now that I know that this website exists and I can share it with you guys easily. I just have fun making these, and for me, when I make these custom ones myself, a lot of these words are going to be like words like I did one of these categories with the complete and finish and conclude and end. It's literally just going to be going to the thesaurus and just looking up synonyms for things and putting them in. So yeah, it's probably not going to be a lot of like names of people. Probably not going to be. I mean, maybe I will. Maybe I'll venture out and get more creative with like specific movies or shows or actors or singers or whoever. I might do that at some point, but for the most part, it's not going to be references to like pop culture or things like that. But yeah, let me know if you guys did this one, if you guys could do it easily. I feel like this is one that if you're really good at games like this, you can get in like a minute, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. I do plan on doing more of them. Hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.